everybody, welcome to this super fun and super exciting product feature that we're doing today, part 2, mono cases. Today we're talking about the double pedal case and the snare case. First up, we're going to talk about the snare case. This comes in black only, no ash in this yet. And I was extremely excited to see this because I have only so far personally owned mono cymbal cases. And protecting snare drums, especially if you have one that you love, is kind of a huge deal. And this is important whether you're walking to the gig, it's important whether you're flying or driving or whatever it is, because it's right by the ground when you're carrying it, and especially if you have long arms like I do, it's possible for it to even hit the ground while you're walking. So I think about it all the time. I hope that you think about it too when you're moving your gear around, and this is an incredible solution to this problem. Let's talk about some unique features of this case. First of all, it's the first case that I've ever seen in person that has customizable interior padding for the size of the drum that you own. If you're like me and have a few different sizes, even just depths, this is great for making sure that it's not knocking around in there, that it's secure, and that it's holding in place the whole time that you're moving it around. These also offer additional padding on top of the built-in padding of the case itself. It allows you to move from your 14x7 to your 13x5, or maybe even a 12, and have it really fit in there securely, not move around over the course of getting to your gig. Now, moving to the outside of the case, we have similarly robust construction that we've seen in other mono cases, which is to say super tough exterior material, rubber foot on the bottom, extra padding on the bottom as well for when you're setting it down, super strong handle, riveted on, stitched on. There's super tough zippers on these, both on the primary pocket and on the external pocket that comes with this case, where you can put drum keys or your keys, whatever you need to toss into just an extra spot to keep things. I kind of love having that on a snare case too, because it's just one more spot to make sure that I have an extra felt if I need it, an extra key if I need it, whatever it happens to be. For those of you that have really heavy snare drums, also, this does come with a shoulder strap that's removable if you don't want it on there, but there are certain situations where that is super handy. The inside of the case has a nice plush finish on it, so no matter what finish is on your drum, you're not going to have to worry about it getting dinged up or scratched up or anything like that. It's super cozy in there. And the padding around the edge is the firmest that I've felt in any kind of soft case for a snare drum. Now, if you're a person who tends toward hard cases for your snare drums and you're frustrated with having to have a lot of different sizes or worried about drums knocking around inside of them, this is a beautiful kind of mid-ground between hard cases that are essentially one-dimensional, soft cases that are soft enough that you don't have to worry about necessarily what's going on inside of that case, but right in the middle you've got the protection of a hard case, but then the sizing flexibility where you can put just about anything in there and not have to worry about it getting damaged. And finally, the double pedal case. This is an interesting one to me in particular because I haven't played a double pedal in a really, really long time. So it's not something that I would seek out necessarily, but the brilliance of this is basically that it is actually designed to be more than just that. It has been my experience using double pedals and also working with people that play double pedals that they are particular about the setup a lot of the time, especially if you're playing music that demands a lot of dynamics or a lot of really high speed playing, extreme metal situations, things like that. So you really need your pedal setup to be consistent. You're going to bring your own pedals. You're going to maintain them, make sure that they're doing exactly what you need. This case will make sure that they get there 100% intact, super happy. However, if you're like me and you're, the cheap Yamaha pedal guy or like a regular DW or whatever, you wouldn't even think that you might want something like this. But over in mono, they've come up with a reason for someone like me to actually really want a case like this. And what it boils down to basically is this. If you have a double pedal case and you put one pedal in it, you have a bunch of room on the other side. I bring a lot of percussion and different little kind of doodads to the gigs that I do. And they actually didn't just give you the space, they actually devised a zip pocket that's removable via Velcro from this, where you can basically have a trap case inside of your double pedal case rather than it being a double pedal case. If trap case is a new term to you, basically all it means is like the spot where you put all your extra junk that you might need on the gig, along with like extra felts and things like that. You know, just basically a place where if it doesn't have a built-in home in your case, it goes in there. For me, my sort of trap case scenario involves bells, shakers, maybe a cowbell, maybe my in-ear monitors when I'm traveling, things like that. Just sort of a catch-all kind of area in a case that I still want to be supremely protected on the way to the gig. Having a dedicated spot for this just gives me a lot of peace of mind, especially considering that we're already inside the double pedal case, but then the trap area has its own zipper, so those things aren't going to be knocking around and mixing up with my pedal while I'm traveling. Another kind of dual function thing that we have in this case is that when you have the double pedal dismantled, you have the crossbar, and there's a little sleeve inside of the lid of the bag for the crossbar that can also house an extra set of sticks or any other kind of long, skinny thing you might need to put in there, maybe like an extra hi-hat rod, really just about anything. Moving to the outside of the bag, the entire face of the bag is actually kind of a large zippered sleeve pocket that can be used for just about anything that you could fit in there. It's about the size that I would want for putting sheet music in or binders, things like that. You could put loose percussion-y things in there or whatever. It'll also fit up to a 15-inch laptop, which is amazing because that's one more bag that you don't have to take, which is fantastic. Along with these unique features of this case, we also have all of the features that Mono is known for: the robust construction, the super tough zippers, the stitched and riveted handles that give you a really secure feeling when you're carrying them, shoulder straps you can put on there if you want to, big rubber feet on the bottom so you're definitely never hitting right onto the ground with whatever's in your case. I mean, you can't do better. In the end, what Mono's done here is basically made the best cases that you can get for the parts of the drum set that are most personal. We're talking about cymbals, snares, pedals, and sticks. These are the things that really are the most preferential among the drummers that I know. And having thoughtful design, unique features, and just like unparalleled functionality and toughness in these things, which are literally the exact same things that I always take to a gig. Even here in New York City when I'm walking, or if I'm coming over to the studio here, I definitely want to have the sticks I like, the snare I like, my cymbals, and a pedal that I know is going to work and get me through the gig. Now with the cymbal cases, I can even put the drum heads in there that I like. So basically, all my variables are covered with just this setup, and I don't need anything else. I can get by with this no matter what the backline kit is, no matter what the rehearsal space is, whatever. This is basically covering my exact needs, and I think the needs of just about anybody, whether you're playing gigs right now or just bringing your gear around town to meet up with your friends. Thank you so much to Mono Cases for giving us the opportunity to give away one of these amazing Ash 22-inch mono cymbal cases. All you have to do is comment below with where you want to take your cymbals. Where do you want to go with your cymbals in the world? Is it down the street? Is it across the world? Where do you want to go? We're going to be announcing the winner on the community tab of our YouTube page here in the next week, along with in the description and in the comments below. All right, that about wraps it up. Thanks so much to Mono for sharing these cases with us and giving us the opportunity to share them with you and sponsoring this video. And thanks so much to them for, frankly, designing cases that really get the job done for the drummer on the move.